Agriculture produce everywhere. But if you just want to take 11 trailers, no, let's say like 25 trailers of cassava from Abeokuta into the Lagos port so that you export it, you will see crisis on the road. What we have is a bottleneck. It's not that the agri-products are not even there. It's that to get them to this place, I use the cassava for a reason, because it decays quickly. So what are the processes for even the ones that have a shorter life cycle to perish? It's not rocket science.
That's why we're working on our railroads.
Again, you heard what you said now. Railroads can railroad your destiny. It is not the time for elephant projects to now go and form one hyperluting railroad since 1979. This railroad has not taken off. Is railroad the next thing we should think about?
One has taken off. Abuja Kano.
After how many years?
But it's working now.
Well, it's a start.
But you set 18 months. You see, the law of consistency is that you chose your future. You said 18 months. You now mention Abuja Kano. That's probably 30 or 20 something years old as our only success story to back up an 18 months agenda. Is somebody not joking?
Okay, so
I'm talking about the energy level. You see, entropy is proof of destiny. How much you are moving. We're saying that the motion and the organized thinking on the table is not there. The recession is not news. I'm even wondering why they are calling it recession. I don't know when Nigeria was in acceleration. And it's not from microeconomics perspective. Maybe macroeconomics, maybe they will do calculation, but we have never been in acceleration. Forget all this GDP nonsense. The guy on the streets, the man and the woman wants to pay school fees. Everybody who has disposable income like you has when did we accelerate?
Maybe
so this announcement, sorry, that we're in a recession, no problem. But the recession is not the news.
Okay,
what is the news? The news is what is being done step by step, practically, sector by sector. Don't climb the ladder of success, lean against the wrong wall. I'm surprised that people are still celebrating discovery of barrels of oil. What's saying at the market, the destiny of oil is looking down.
Yeah.
You now go and put your ladder against a dying wall, so that when you have achieved and you have mind and put all the energy and capital into developing these new oil wells,
there will be no buyer because nobody needs it anymore.
Now, oil may remain relevant, in the global economy in a few more years. There's no doubt about that. But as a nation, don't we learn?
Thank you.
Don't we learn lessons? Are we hard at hearing? We keep doing the same thing over several years, and we expect different results. We have run this country, with a very single, most important risk of, depending a lot on oil. 95% of our export earnings come from oil. And we have always enjoyed that. When we have crises, it lasts for 6 months, we come back to life, and then we continue that way. And now we're learning the first lesson. In fact, actually, this crisis is meant to be a perfect storm to move from
wake-up
call. Because people, I am listening to tell you, don't waste a crisis. When a crisis comes, when a situation comes, there are things you can learn from it. There are things that can, strengthen you if you learn the right lessons there. But it seems what we are doing is just to wait out and see if maybe with Russian alignment, with OPEC and all of that, prices will come back again, and we'll continue our wasteful spending, our rent-seeking kind of economy. Governors will gather every month, share money, and go back. Nobody's thinking about productivity, efficiency, and the real drive for growth and development in this economy.
Okay, now you have said, from the way both of you've painted it, it's looking like there's nothing on ground.
There's not much on ground.
But if we look at it, you say we are talking about agriculture, we have the agriculture promotion policy. It's not like there's no policy. What really are you saying is the challenge, and how can we get out of it?
Okay, in this situation, we have to look at what are our short-term, goals or perspectives or strategies to get out of this, and what are the long-term. Okay, and you can look at several sectors, from power to agriculture to manufacturing, to education. There are several, sore points, in this whole issue. There's weak education and training, low creativity and innovation to drive this economy. Agriculture is is still crawling. We need to be able to get our seed. We still import seedling. And in fact, the fact that the seeds are getting more costlier. We're looking at how can we get it locally. So in agriculture, we're looking at what can we quickly bring to the market to feed this country. What can we quickly, harvest? What can we quickly put to the ground, and then in a few months it becomes food for us?
And what would that
so we
be?
can consume less. Now, there are so many very easy ones that we already have in abundance, right? You mentioned cassava. We have rice. We have tomatoes. Those things that we import. I'm talking about how to, substitute our import for local production. Because import substitution is a critical issue for this country. We need to quickly, bring to market those things that we consume a lot in this country that we mostly import when we can bring them locally. We need to polish our rice. We need to destone them, bring them up, and we need to spend a lot of money marketing them. Government has to spend money to support the private sector to market our rice. How much have we heard about Anambra rice, the Kogi rice, or whatever? How much have we done about them? What balls have we seen on them? Our tomatoes, our groundnuts, our oil, palm oil. How much have we packaged them to even put them on our stores, on Shoprite and all of that, so we can consume our product and import less? How much of that have we done? I need to see activity in that area. I also need to see the effort we're making to bring in the capacity to, process our, produce so that they don't waste away. Post-harvest technology. How are we sponsoring research and development, even though those seem to be long-term, or even help manufacturers or processors bringing this equipment to deepen our capacity to process most of our things still spoil today, but we cannot store them. We cannot move them from that, preserve them, and then process them to maybe cassava chips, all those sexy things we buy, and we town them. Oh, I bought this from Shoprite. The same groundnut that you have, Americans will just turn it to something we call it peanut butter, and it sounds sexy. It's the same osoji or whatever they call it in your language. We buy it in the market and we love to eat. So how do we begin to polish our products? The cashew nuts we have here, the Chinese are just taking them away quietly at little or no cost. They now put small little salt and whatever at the back, and then bring it back, and we're buying them at a huge cost. How can we quickly? These are very cheap. Gains we can, low-hanging fruits we can easily bring about.
I don't know if you saw the news item in the course of this week where a company in, I think, Akure, that area, was telling us how they produce cocoa and they're now thinking of making chocolates. So not exporting the cocoa itself. And I thought that was welcome news. But we need more of those. Now,
that's a private enterprise. How much is government now going to align with them to make that happen quickly?
Yes.
That's what I'm making. That's what I'm making.
Because I would like to keep it's simple. For that company, you just sit down with the executives. I like to talk to management people all the time. Just sit down with the company executives you're talking about and listen to their tale of woes for them to get to that point. How easy, for example, would it be for them to register that company, to import the equipment, and then export duties and import duties at the port, and turnaround time at the port don't kill even their market before it arrives? What laws protect them from foreign competition so that their products are much more sold and better sold in the market? Because you and I will technically want to buy the Oreos, the ones that international ones and all of that. The fourth one I would like to say is, what are the processes within the government corridors and also secularly policies trying to help this company deliver at the end of the day? Because what can happen is that they will produce. I'm not excited at the news. They're not the first set of guys to do this kind of thing. I'm excited when I see their products sell, and after the first 1 or 2 years, and I check their turnaround documents, I see their annual turnovers,
the top line and the
bottom line. I see their brand in the market after 3 to 5 years, and hopefully they don't die. Then I will
if they don't have power, for example, and they produce chocolate that's more costly than the foreign one, who will buy?
Hold on, we'll just take a short break, come back and continue this very interesting conversation.